Once upon a time, in the dark days before the contraceptive pill was freely available, women were encouraged to hold out for marriage before allowing a man to have his wicked way with them, as the consequences of falling pregnant out of wedlock were grim, to say the least. Thankfully, these days, things are different and the etiquette of dating and relationships is governed by a whole new set of rules. However, it can still be something of a dating minefield trying to figure out when is the right time to have sex with a guy you are dating. Which means that lots of women worry about the age-old question, how long should you wait before sleeping with a guy? Before we get started, if you'd like to know every man's secret obsession, then click the link in description below. Figuring out exactly how long to wait before having sex with a guy is fraught with problems as there are lots of variables to take into account. Age is obviously a big factor in the equation. When you are young, you have all the time in the world and waiting a while before hopping into bed with someone is no big deal. But when you are in your twilight years, it is probably better not to wait too long or you might find you can't. So, how long should you wait before sleeping with a guy? First date sex, most of us can probably admit to doing this at least once in our dating history, some of us can probably admit to it more than once. But whilst first date sex has something of a stigma attached to it with connotations of drunken participants and easy morals, is there really anything wrong with foregoing a cerebral connection in favor of a more physical one? Although there is nothing really wrong with first date sex, per se, it does have certain disadvantages attached, not least the possibility you will develop an emotional attachment to a complete loser. Unlike men, women are much more likely to form an emotional bond with the man they have sex with. Blame those pesky hormones. This is fine if the feelings are reciprocated, but if you hardly know the guy, it is less likely to be the case and you could end up feeling used as a result of falling into bed too soon. So unless you are certain that there will be something more to your embryonic relationship than simply sex, and you want more than sex, consider the advantages of waiting a while before sleeping with a guy. How long should I wait before having sex with a guy? There is a school of thought that says go on at least 3 dates before having sex with a guy, but while there is some sense to this, it is also a bit daft to say, okay, I will have sex with you on the 3rd date. For one thing, the 3rd date is not necessarily the optimum time, and for another, 3 dates are still not long enough to get to know someone in a meaningful way. The best way to help you decide when the time is right to have first-time sex with a guy is to look at your previous relationships and use that as a benchmark to help you judge how fast to move things along. If you have a history of dating complete losers who mess you about and generally make your life an utter misery, you are far better off waiting as long as you can manage before hopping into bed with your new man. This will help you make sure that your new boyfriend is not a carbon copy clone of your ex-boyfriends. On the other hand, if your judgment is usually on track, go with your instincts and succumb to the lure of sexual attraction when the moment is right. If you want to get down and dirty on the 1st or 2nd date, go for it, but be aware that while nobody ever regrets waiting a reasonable length of time before having sex with a new partner, plenty of people regret jumping into bed too soon. Rochelle Lemonnier is an expert on the dating scene. For many years she has selflessly gone on hundreds of dates, some good, some bad, and some so terrible she needed therapy to recover from the trauma. However, she is now ready to use her experiences to help you navigate the perilous online dating scene. Hopefully, with her sage advice, you will be able to go forth and enjoy some great dates, and maybe even find true love. How to activate his male ego to make winning your love an irresistible challenge. Click the link in description below.